It's a big one, I can tell you that. Okay, it's 7 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order. This is Town of Farmington Planning Board meeting. If you're here for anything else, you're in the wrong meeting. We will open the meeting by saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, welcome everyone. Just a few little administrative things. The emergency exits are over here, and then when you came in, follow Ron if anybody needs to get out. Ron will be first one out. There's a sign-in sheet. If you haven't signed in, please sign in. Please mute all your cell phones, smart watches, all your goodies. Make sure that they're on mute for us so you don't interrupt. We'll be holding the planning board and following the rules and procedures adopted by this board February 2nd of 2022. Okay. Next item up is approval of minutes. Everybody get a chance to review them? Do you have any comments, questions? Have a motion to approve minutes.
Motion.
Motion by Aaron.
Second by Tim.
Second by Tim. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. No legal notices were published. Order of business. We're going to follow the agenda. First item up is a final subdivision reapproval for Loomis Road Industrial Park. Do we have anybody here for that one?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm online on Zoom. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fine. Just give us a quick little overview. I know why we're doing the reapproval, but go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. My name is Connor Kilmer. I'm a senior project engineer with the DDS companies representing the application before you. First off, happy belated 4th of July. Hope everyone had a safe one. I also wanted to express my appreciation for the extensive patience on this application. It's been a long time coming for all parties involved, so thank you very much for this. So before you is a 10-lot re-subdivision of a parcel located along Loomis Road. This is for final approval. We've addressed all comments from the planning board and town staff, and we are in the process, or not in the process, we have an application in right now to be on the July 20th planning board meeting for the site application for both lot 4 and the roadway that is going to be proposed to service this development. So that'll be coming before you on July 20th. And I think that's a pretty quick summary.
Okay, thank you. What we'll do is turn it over to staff. Ron?
Yeah, I got a question for you. What about the special use permit for lot 4?
Special use permit for lot 4 will also be a part of the July 20th application.
Okay. And have you submitted any written responses to the criteria for that?
As far as the original comments that we received from the planning board last year, no.
You're going to do that before the packets go out?
That was not the original intent. That was not the original intent, no, but we can certainly take a preliminary look at the comments and address all, I would say, planning comments, and then continue with engineering design.
Yeah, the easiest way to do it anytime there's a special use permit is go to the code, pull out the requirements for a special use permit, and then just give us a response to each one of the items. That way we have seen that you've looked at all the items and plan to comply based on your comments. So it's just easiest since we're going to redo the special use permit, go ahead and redo that as well. That way you can also look at the comments we had from before, but that'll make sure everybody's on the same speed of music, okay?
Okay, very good. And I'll take a closer look at those and have a better answer for you tomorrow for the PRC meeting as well.
Cool.
Very, very good, thank you.
Thank you. Okay,
I have drafted a resolution to approve
all right,
with some conditions there about filing and everything else.
okay,
I haven't heard anything.
okay.
Connor, have you seen the draft resolution?
Yes, I read through it. Sorry, I didn't respond. No, I did not see any concerns with the resolution provided.
Okay. All right, Lance.
No, I don't have any comments on this. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay, I would assume fire has no comment on that. Okay, board. Aaron?
No comment.
Tim?
So with this one,
Sorry?
I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
Doug? Any other comments? Let's see, anything else from staff?
We didn't have this separation during COVID, what the hell?
What would they need?
All right, so we have a resolution prepared. The applicant has read it, doesn't have any issues with it. I have a motion to approve the resolution, waive the reading, and move forward.
Motion by Tim.
Motion by Tim, second by Doug. Any other comment? Clerk, take a roll call vote, please.
Jim DeLucia,
Aye.
Doug Leeds,
Aye.
Aaron Sweeney,
Aye.
and Henry.
Aye. Okay, got your approval, and we look forward to seeing the rest of your stuff on the 20th, okay?
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.
And Connor, make sure you file that thing.
Absolutely. Yes, and it won't be within 180 days. It'll be a couple days.
There you go, there you go.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Yep, okay, I'm gonna skip over the Barman ones because I know that they're in the building, but they're in another meeting unless they're walking down the hall right now, and I don't hear them. So we'll go to the final site plan reapproval for Union Trust.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mike Montalto with Costage. I apologize for my informal appearance. I had rotator cuff surgery done a few days ago, so.
Oh, that's not fun.
No,
You get better,
no.
you're healing up?
yeah, it's getting better, but if you've ever heard that it's not good, that's true. Yeah, I misjudged it. I kind of thought, yeah, okay, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
I'll be out and about doing all sorts of stuff, and no, I'm
Yeah.
not. So
The real story is he went to reach for his wallet to pay for a barbell.
Yeah.
yeah.
I figured it happened on the golf course, but that's another story then.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Mike, tell us a little idea of why we're in the reapproval. I know why, but make sure
Yep.
everybody knows why.
Well, we were before the board in May of 2021, obtained site plan approval, proceeded with dealing with town staff and engineering comments. Late in the game, we got additional comments from Ontario County DPW. Went through, addressed all their comments, then went to process plans for signature, and it occurred to everyone that 180 days had long since passed. In fact, the county comments didn't even come in till after the 180 days had passed. So there was a significant amount of time, as you're aware, dealing with county DPW relative to getting the revisions and such addressed and comments from them, so that it was we could get our DPW permits. Once they told us they were okay, then we picked it back up, and we were ready to process for signatures when we realized everyone realized that the clock had expired. So we're back before you for reapproval so that we can get the plans circulated for the signatures, as everyone was ready to sign off when we realized the time had expired.
Okay, we'll turn it over to staff. Mike, Ron?
Okay, drafted a resolution to approve.
Yep.
There are some conditions there that, stipulate the 180 day again.
Yep.
But we don't expect that's a problem. Just a side note on this, New York State has a Build Now New York program that this project is a strong candidate for.
Good.
So we need to be able to show the state that we have a shovel-ready site. And this part of the puzzle is all it's missing.
Okay, no seeker required, because this was
No.
final.
Secret was done way back at.
Yep. Okay, all right. Lance,
No, this is, we had previously provided comments, we reviewed it with the county during the in-between time when they were addressing county comments, which were drainage related. We reissued an MS4 approval letter and an approval letter of the plans. I was ready to move forward with signatures. And then as previously stated, it had expired. So I don't have anything additional on this time on this project.
okay, I assume nothing from fire? I think we're good. Okay, we'll turn to the board. Tim,
No, I'm okay with that one.
Doug,
Nothing.
Aaron?
No comments on
Okay, Mike, you got a chance to review the resolution. Any issues with the resolution?
Nope.
Okay, so we have a resolution that the applicant has reviewed, doesn't have any issues with. Can I get a motion to approve the resolution, waive reading?
I'll make a motion.
Aaron, second by Doug, any other comments? Clerk, take a roll call vote, please.
Tim DeLucia,
Aye.
Doug Meeks,
Aye.
Aaron Sweeney,
Aye.
and Henry.
Aye. Okay, Mike, hope that shoulder gets better.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening.
Yeah, I'm doing. Okay, now let's slip back to the PB 0701-22 final two lot subdivision for Bowerman. I waited. We slipped that, I understand. We slipped over and got one done and ahead of you. So. I knew you wanted to be here.
They haven't tried out also.
Go ahead.
Mike Bogaszewski with BME Associates. Here tonight on behalf of Nate Barman and family for final subdivision for two lot subdivision on Crowley Road. It received preliminary approval back in May 18th.
Yep.
Basically, it's a 12-acre lot that he's looking to subdivide from an overall 99-acre parcel for new single-family houses. We did get some minor comments from Ron on the final subdivision plat, but we were able to get some responses and revised plat submitted. So,
Okay.
other than that, it was
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Ron?
No, we're good to go with the revised drawing.
Okay.
And we had the opportunity to comment, we reached out. If the applicant know what the concerns were, they made the changes, and shouldn't be any issues.
Good. Dan?
I'm all set.
Lance?
Also,
Fire?
Okay.
Okay. It's a two lot subdivision. Aaron?
Nothing.
Doug?
Another.
Tim? Good. Nothing here. We have a resolution with some conditions, I assume. We never have one without conditions. Hey, I understand. Get paid by the letter. I mean, we're. You had any problems with the conditions?
No.
Okay, we have a motion, or we have a resolution with conditions, have a motion to waive the reading and approve the resolution. So moved by Doug, seconded by Adam. Any other comment? Clerk, take a roll call vote, please.
Tim DeLucia,
Aye.
Doug Meeks,
Aye.
Aaron Sweeney,
Aye.
and Henry.
Aye. Okay, two lots done. Let's move on to the PB 0702-22 preliminary site plan approval. I know this one we have a secret, so give us a little update on that one.
Sure, I'll give you a little overview. For the site plan for the house, basically the house will sit in the open field area of the 12 acres. It's the wooded area is fronting on Brownville. New driveway out onto Crowley. New water service that'll connect to the existing town main that runs along Crowley. Standard septic system and just kind of in the front of the house, front yard of the house, basically. And then some minor grading around the house just for to allow for the house and backyard and stuff.
Okay.
Drainage patterns are getting changed. Pretty simple site plan for a single family house. So if there's any questions.
Okay, we'll go to staff. Ron?
Yeah, I drafted a resolution to approve the conditions as well as secret determination on the preliminary site plan. I don't see any issues here.
Okay. Dan?
Yeah, the
draft resolution has the conditions in it, that need to be addressed. The only other thing I want to clear up is there was some concern about this being a corner lot. On further review of the code, this is not considered a corner lot. Corner lot definition is where two, parcel fronts on two, road frontages that intersect. Well, he fronts on two, but they don't intersect on his property. They intersect on another piece of property, so this is not considered a corner lot.
Okay. Lance,
I don't have anything to say.
fire. Okay, we're good. This is a preliminary site plan. It's not a public hearing, so, okay. So we can just go, Aaron.
No.
Doug? Tim? Okay. Okay. I don't have anything either. We have two items, seeker. So we have a seeker resolution. Do I have a motion to approve the seeker resolution as presented? Moved by Doug, second by Tim. Tim, any other comment? Clerk, take a roll call vote, please.
Tim DeLucia.
Aye.
Doug Weeks. Aaron Sweeney.
Aye.
Ed Henderson.
Aye. Okay, we have a preliminary site plan approval resolution with conditions. You guys, you guys have no issues with that?
No issues.
Okay. Motion to waive the reading and approve the resolution as presented. Motion by Tim. By Tim, second by
Aaron.
Aaron. Any other comments? Clerk, take a roll call vote, please.
Tim DeLucia.
Aye.
Doug Weeks.
Aye.
Aaron Sweeney.
Aye.
Ed Henderson.
Aye. Good to go. We'll see you with final.
Thank you very much.
Design of it was last one. It's a very colorful mark on maps I'll bring for you.
Yeah, we like color. All right. Next item up is, that's not right. Safe Place, PB 0703-22, final site plan approval. Final.
Nothing fun.
That's what we don't want to see you again. We don't want to see you again.
You're gonna see them tomorrow morning. No giveaway.
Okay, all right. Final site plan. Give us a little update, changes in the rest.
Don has been working with town to make sure we address all issues.
Yep.
Which I think we're pretty good on, and
Yep.
hopefully we're in good shape to move forward. I've got contractors that actually said they might be able to do some work, and money is supposed to be approved on the 21st of this month, so we're hoping to
Cool.
move some dirt.
All right. Good to hear that. Ron,
I drafted a resolution.
Yep.
for consideration
good condition.
with conditions.
Okay. Dan.
No, I mean, the applicants are working with town staff.
Yep.
I know that the two big things that were in the preliminary to address were the drainage that I'm sure engineering will discuss, and the landscaping, which I'm sure your board will
Yep.
discuss. So, besides for those two things, I'm good.
Good. Lance.
So yes, as was referenced, we were looking to identify the forest main form, which was done. Therefore allowed their engineer to provide us a profile of the depth of the existing forest main and then that culvert that's crossing, which is a one plant crossing. We were trying to verify that we were maintaining the town's standards of 18 inches, which we have achieved with the single pipe crossing over. We did look at possibly reducing that pipe to 2 pipes, but we don't achieve the additional coverage or additional spacing between the 2 pipes due to the invert elevations that we have to carry throughout the site. So in order for that to happen, we would have to change almost all the inverts going through the site, and it wouldn't be possible. So in lieu of changing it from one pipe to 2 pipes, being that we've already met the minimum criteria of 18 inches or additional, we talked with Water and Sewer Department, and we are in agreement that there's no issue as presented before you on the plans. MRB Group is still reviewing the drainage stuff, which we've been working with Don on, going through the technical part. All of our site plan related comments have been addressed. Therefore, it's just really final touches related to the stormwater, which is an obligation that we have prior to issuing MS4 approval.
Right. Oh, okay. Fire. Okay, who wants to talk about landscaping? Doug?
Sure, we did meet with Don. The landscape plan, resubmitted it. There was a couple comments I had about, there was a couple rhododendron. I don't know if you forgot to change the label one. And I just thought it looked better with 2 grasses instead of 1 grass, 1 rhododendron. You know, just, and also in that location, like the grass would be better than the one rhododendron because it's full sun and rhododendron prefer shade. So I think it might have just been something.
I think I was unaware of that, but
Yeah, it's,
I love the sawgrass where they come.
yeah.
Whatever,
Well, yeah, I just think it'll.
whatever will live, and I will have to replant.
That's what I was looking at, yeah. I think those would be better in the location, it's wide open sun in that area, so. But everything else he addressed, I think.
There was a question about additional
The additional,
landscaping.
yeah, that was, Dr. Aaron, you want to maybe speak on that one? That was.
So, yeah, we talked about the additional landscaping, south of Denny Drive, also around the dumpster area. Through our conversations, we determined that that is not necessary and can be taken off of the condition.
It's gonna be really tough to try to squeeze in, I think, some more trees in a symmetrical pattern kind of in that
Right.
area between all of the existing utilities.
Easements and all around.
utilities. So,
Okay.
I think we're exceeding our neighbors in that area. Their overgrown fences is not outshining it by any great margin.
Yeah, but remember, they haven't come in recently.
No, I'm just saying.
You don't care what's going on.
Exactly. When they come in the next time, that's a different story. So try not to do that comparison.
I would just ask that at the dumpster area, we do keep that clean.
I checked today.
I'm
There's
here.
It's
not
clean
one
today.
I pulled 6 weeds, and there's not one board, not one, nothing.
Yeah, it's no, and all that.
There's nothing here. Everybody can drive home on the way back from here and check to make sure.
I already did. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. Okay, Tim,
oh, I'm okay.
Doug,
I'm good.
Aaron?
Good.
I'm good now, so we have the resolution. We're gonna take, okay, I'm sorry, Ron.
You're gonna take that one condition out?
Yeah. These guys have looked at it and said they don't need to yet, so we can take out that one on the landscaping south,
There still need to be the change on the drawing for the.
sawgrass.
Yeah, and any, basically, any rhododendron along, Colette should be changed to the maiden grass and the growth stuff, but. Because again, there's only two of them along.
right.
Everything else is special.
And then we're taking out the additional landscaping south of Denny along, right? Okay. Okay, with the,
After the meeting, we do the detail.
Yeah.
sure, Doug and Aaron will take care of it. Okay, with that, you're okay with the rest of the conditions? Okay,
Okay, with anything that gets doesn't sort of jumble the ground.
well, since you said that.
Just make sure you understand. Burden is on your engineer to make all these final changes. Get them in, do a letter of credit, do the checkoff list.
Yep.
And then the construction.
And we'll be talking about that all at PIC tomorrow morning. That's why you're on. So if you did get approval tonight.
Right.
We can then talk about what's the next step
Always lots of steps.
to get to that shovel and ground. So.
Okay, so do I have a motion to waive the reading and approve the resolution with conditions and the changes we're gonna make to the landscape? So moved by Doug, second by
There.
Aaron, any other comment? Clerk, take a roll call vote, please.
Delucia,
Aye.
Doug Leeds.
Aye.
Aaron Sweet.
Aye.
Adam.
Aye. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, have a good night.
Yeah. Next item up is other board action, Town Vector project notification letter on the Stone Brook subdivision. Ron?
Yeah, this is a standard coordinated review.
Yep.
Victor Planning Board wants to be the agency. I don't see any objection to that.
None.
And then the other part of it is that we are notifying the town clerk that we consider this her notification to us under the provisions of the general municipal law.
Right.
So pretty straightforward. You need to sign and return the secret form.
Right.
And the other thing we suggested in there was that they consider connecting that project with Hortensia Park, which is something that we met with the Genesee Land Trust people on, and they're receptive to trying to figure out a trail connecting between that property and Hortensia Park.
Cool. Okay. All right, so I have something to sign on that tonight, or? Yep. Okay, good, we'll do that. Okay, next item up, open discussion.
Get it, one,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
there was a draft resolution.
Oh, yeah, okay, with the draft resolution, do I have a motion to approve the draft resolution? Motion by Tim, second by Doug. Doug, any other comment? We'll take a roll call vote, I'm sorry.
Tim Lucia.
Aye.
Doug Weeks.
Aye.
Aaron Sweeney.
Aye.
Ed Hunter.
Aye. That's why you guys get paid all the big bucks, keep us in line. Thank you. Open discussion, Director of Development, Ron.
Okay, couple of things. First of all, you probably have all heard, but now if you haven't, I'll tell you. We were successful in getting the TAP grant for sidewalks and a bridge crossing of Beaver Creek on County Road 41. The grant was awarded to the town in the amount of $1,771,200 to be matched by approximately $450,000 town money for these improvements. And we received now the notification from the Commissioner of the State DOT and working feverishly to put together a strategy and a schedule for signing contracts and getting engineers and getting contractors, doing all of the nuts and bolts that has to go with the grant.
Huge thanks to Ron for all the hard work and to BME for all the work you guys did.
It's MRP.
MRB. I had some of the right letters. Pretty close. But Lance knew what I was talking about. I got you.
I can say something.
So yeah, a lot of work went into that, and for how many years did we submit the road before we finally got approved?
Well, this is the second one.
At least, yeah, okay, I thought it was more than that, but yeah, it was, a lot of work went on in there. Okay, thank you. What else you got for us, Ron?
Okay, we're meeting Monday with the developer of Aubry Meadows, who we've called in to have a meeting to discuss his ignoring a lot of notifications that he's received. And hopefully we'll be able to get that moving along, including the detention facility redesign for Section 8S of Aubry Meadows. We met this morning with Lori Benson and company from Cobblestone Performing Arts. She is talking now with Rob Laviano from the Farmington Point Incentive Zoning Project, which is going to probably get a jump start again and come back for review. We have a rezoning request at the southeast corner of Plaster Mill and Loomis Road and County Road, our State Route 332, just north of the park and ride lot. There's a 2.5 acre site there that's zoned general business. They want it rezoned to GI so they could put in a warehouse with flex space in it for leasing out to various contractors. Difficult site to deal with, small site, but it's something that the town board is going to be asking you for a report and recommendation on, which I will have for you at the next meeting.
The same one we saw at PRC a while back.
Right.
Yeah. Looks like there were some challenges there for sure.
Yeah. The other incentive zoning project that we had talked about in the past over on 96, it's kind of gone dormant. We'll wait and see what they want to do with that. And that's about basically it for me.
Okay, thanks. Dan?
All right, I first want to apologize about being a few minutes late to this. We were trying to wrap up an interview to try to bring our department back up to full staff. I'm assuming that the approval went through for the subdivision or reapproval for Loomis Road.
No.
Okay, well, that makes your next meeting very simple. So,
No, we approved.
all right, with that approval, the July 20th meeting, you'll have Loomis Road for the special use permit and for the preliminary site plan for lot 4.
We did tell them that we expect them to go through this special use permit criteria again and answer all of them and how they were gonna meet.
So they submitted this packet to you guys way back when.
Way back when.
The question is, we still have it. There hasn't been many changes to it. We do have elevations that have come in now of the building as one of the requirements. But do you guys need another hard copy? We have reposted it as of today to the online portal for you. But would anybody like another hard copy?
I don't need a hard copy.
Thanks.
We're
All
good.
right, so when you're
Make sure
reviewing
that they
it,
update everything and make sure that there's no additional.
I talked to Sarah today, and everything we have is updated online right now. But we will go through also and verify the stuff you want. And if anything comes in, we'll let you know.
Okay.
But if by chance during your review, if you see something that you want a hard copy of, by all means, let me know or let Sarah know, and we'll get you a hard copy.
You don't have to worry about Adrian because he's still gone for the next meeting.
Right.
And we're going to, off on a side note, we're gonna have a little issue this next meeting. If Doug gets pulled out of town, Tim's gonna have to come back from Old Forest to have 3 in place, or we won't have 3 people.
Okay.
So we kind of worked on it. Tim's planning to come back, but we'll find out about Doug and then let Tim know. Just so you know.
All right.
We're thinking about it, and we're thinking about the new rules, but. Okay, sorry.
So, that's really all. I mean, Ron covered a lot of the projects that go on in the town. Things are still very busy. PRC is a little light this time around, and some of that has to do with some of our engineers on vacation or unavailable, so they did email updates, so that made the agenda a little bit lighter. I anticipate the following month to be back to a regular PRC. We also have our pre-construction meeting for Country Mac, because they want to start putting a shovel in the ground over there. So on that corner, I would anticipate we're going to start seeing some work being done. So
Push them to get that sidewalk in so we can get that.
we will make sure that that will be minutes.
One thing I came up as I was driving here tonight. Who is responsible for the communal areas in Hickory Rock? Including the sign out front?
Yep.
And all the trees?
Yep.
You've got to be kidding me.
That's Tom's responsibility.
We got some problems then, because that, you can't read the sign along Hook Road. And all the other appendages throughout all the landscaping need to be trimmed around. It's 3 foot high, stuff around all of it, the trees and stuff like that. So we need some care and feeding around all of that.
I don't disagree. Highway superintendent isn't here tonight,
I
so,
We'll volunteer and do it.
well, I think his comment is staffing and actually having qualified people to do that work.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let them know. I'll send an email and I'll copy staff that.
I would copy the supervisor in because maybe that's something that we had to hire out. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, Ed, but I agree with you that something needs to be happening over there. But unfortunately, that is all town property.
Yeah, I just realized that it can't even be part of the sign. It's open, it's completely overgrown. So, oh, okay, nothing else?
So I'm good.
Land,
Really, the only thing to add is that I've been working with Tom on the MTOD update maps. So I'm going to be discussing this with Ronnie and tomorrow. We delivered a hard copy of the update to the town and hopefully getting that revised. And then ultimately officially approved, and then it should be good.
okay? Fire,
I said that wrong. I apologize. It is MTOD, never mind. We're right. I was thinking of some other, I apologize.
He's still on vacation.
Yes.
It's okay.
okay, all right. Any public comments? You guys want to share anything? You guys are good?
He's here doing communications for people, for his,
Don't
Eagle.
use us as a good example.
Well, we just got to attend, he's had to attend a public meeting. So if you're wondering why we're sitting here in uniform, that's why we're here.
Okay, all right, okay. Excuse me. Okay, from myself, one of the comments or things that have come up is whenever any board member is sending out an email, please always include me and also include Dan and Ron in any emails, okay? And the same way from staff, if you're sending something out to an applicant or to a member of the planning board, include me as well, so that I get to see what's going back and forth. We need to be careful that we don't answer emails amongst each other too much, because then we can get into, you know, issues with, what is it, freedom of information and all that kind of, open meetings and all that. So we have to be a little careful. So if you include me in, I'll try to, ride herd on everything and make sure everybody sees everything. So seeing it's okay, responding to it, you gotta be a little careful. So we can, usually I try to let staff respond to the applicants directly. And we had an odd one this time where you guys were working directly with Don, so that was okay. But you gotta keep everybody involved, okay? We already did public comments. Okay, anybody else have any other comments, questions, concerns? Motion adjourned by Tim, seconded by Aaron. Any other comments? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Okay, we're adjourned. That was quick and easy. You got off lucky.